Oh, Shrek, come on, give me a kiss.
People love my blowjob face.
It's a dictionary of dicks. What's wrong with this?
And mostly when I play, I'm like, I'm blowing shit up.
We have a self-jerking machine.
That's hot.
Aw, Mario, stop touching me. I'm your brother Luigi.
Pre-recorded live from across these great United States. Sometimes like to play with other things, but let's play with ourselves. Hey everybody, it's me, SuperPaulGames, and I'm joined by the lovely Gamerpixie222.
I had a little trouble getting those extra twos out there.
I have a hard time with math, sometimes it just doesn't add up for me.
Triple deuces. Hi guys, what's up? Welcome to, yeah, he just said that. We're gonna make it a calm cast this week, I think.
Welcome to the Mellow Cast. Let's mellow with ourselves.
Yellow mellow, or whatever.
All right, quite right. God damn it.
This is episode number 27? Or just 26, I don't remember.
That is me every time I try and quote a movie or sing a song. I always get the words wrong. I get the gist, and people are like, that's not how the quote goes.
Yeah, I can't quote people, unless I'm writing a paper, and that's because I looked it up. Oh yeah, this is in quotes.
That's one thing about school, you always have to write papers, and then when you get out of school, I've never had to write a paper since then. Nobody's ever been like, I want your opinion on this book in 200 words or less.
Well, yeah, actually, now that I think about it, I never wrote anything really out of high school. I guess it's for, you get that one job that requires you to write a ton of stuff. But
do you think if you're a book reviewer or a movie reviewer, you're like, yes, I practiced in school for this crap?
I've been training
my whole life.
My whole early life. No, I wouldn't know.
I fucking hated book reports in school. It's can I just read the book and worst case scenario take a test on it?
Yeah. I wasn't really good at writing, so, I was always used to just being oh, this is probably not going to work out very well, and then I'd write a book report, and people would be like, oh, at least you tried. I'm okay.
I remember when I was in AP Chemistry, and we would have to do lab books, and
I
was horrible at them because you'd have to, witness a reaction, and then you have to write why it happened. Give me just a sec.
It's a squeaky chair. It's a squeaky chair.
Yeah, I think that's my brother. I have family in town because my nephews are here visiting, so I guess that's just a part of the cast. But, what was I saying? Lab book.
You were talking about labs,
I got bored by my own story and I quit paying attention.
I thought it was a chair.
It might have been. It wasn't a lab chair, but I had lab books, and you gotta look at the reaction and write down why it would happen. So I'd look at the liquid and be like, it turned blue. And they'd be why, and I'd be like, science is why it turned blue. It was a reaction.
Because reaction.
Yeah, they'd be like, no, you have to write the whole process. I'm like, I did. It reacted with the other thing, and it turned blue. So I was not very good at that.
Yeah, well, that's a good,
My friend Brad
science.
was good, and the teacher was all like, you should look at Brad's thing. I'm like, I'm not writing a goddamn essay about it. It's fucking science. Screw this shit.
You want me to cheat? Huh, teacher? Huh? Want to look at my friend Brad? He looks nice.
I remember the teacher would get annoyed because I would never put on safety goggles, which I should have. I'd be like, I don't want to look like a nerd.
I want to look like a geek. Just next frame, your eyes are melting out of your skull.
I'm like fucking Two-Face. Maybe that's what really happened to Two-Face. If he doesn't really talk about it.
It's right, man. I didn't put on the glasses.
I didn't want... Even if he had how much of his face got hit, it'd be just the one layer around his eye would be okay.
Well, that's weird, because in the cartoon his eye does look okay. So, I guess he closed his eyes and the acid wasn't strong enough to go through his eyelids. I'm just saying. He got a strong eye.
Next time I watch it, I'm going to have to look for that. And he was my favorite character in the animated series.
Yeah, he was pretty swell. I liked Mr. Freeze, because I thought he was really sad. Is that wait, is that from the same series? I think it is.
Yeah, because his wife was like terminally ill, and
Yeah, that was really sad. That was a sad episode. That show is not meant for kids, even though they played it on like that WB channel. Same with the excuse me, sorry, it's Comcast. Same with that. Have you seen the Men in Black cartoon?
I have not.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. Once again, not for kids. So many quote unquote kids shows. See, I'm quoting myself. Kids shows out there that aren't actually meant for kids. Like Pokemon was not meant for kids. Like neither was Yu-Gi-Oh. I just look like adult. Oh my god, I'm doing it again. I'm sorry. All these other freaking. Oh yeah, it's Batman. Kids like Batman. I was like, yeah, but doesn't mean it's appropriate for kids.
I mean, that's why Two-Face was always my favorite, because... And I think they did a good job of it in the animated series, because it is more adult, because he's dealing with his moral dilemma of the two sides of his nature.
Yeah, definitely. And,
Like, Superman bad guys like Lex Luthor's just like, I'm a prick.
Yeah. I'm a prick.
He is, but like Two-Face, you get, he's got reasons. Like you said, a freeze.
Yes.
Like, he's got a reason for that, because he's trying to save his wife, and...
Mm-hmm. There's also that really sad episode with the adult child actress. It's the child actress, but she only looks like a child, but she's actually adult. And she's stuck in these roles of just being a kid, so she became like a crimester. And there's a part where, god damn it, there's this part where Batman's like, oh, you're really upset, and he's kind of like stalking her through these sound stages, and she's like trying to like attack him, but he's basically just telling her the truth, and he's like jumping from stage to stage while he's doing it. It's pretty sad, but it was a really good episode.
That's one of those few cartoons that were like great at the time and actually holds up well.
It's still, yeah, great, and I hope it's on Netflix because I want to watch it now. It was a beautiful show. So, I have to ask my fine friend.
Is that someone else? You're like, Charles,
Yeah.
so, and he's like, oh, yes.
I'm lying down right now, so it'd be really funny. I was just talking to the person on top of me.
That would be an awkward cast, to say the least.
What I would think it would be very sweet if we had a cast going on and there's someone just like lying on top of me in a nice way, cuddling. No thanks, Norton. I don't need you. Don't you guys love Norton pop-ups? Oh yeah, they don't actually happen anymore. Okay. Oh man. Okay, what did you do this week? What have you been up to?
I've had family in town, so I've been spending some time with family. In fact, the other day,
Aw.
I was hanging out with my nephew, and he was playing Minecraft and doing parkour races against my brother. And it was fun watching, because, well, obviously my nephew, he plays it, and so he's good at it. My brother does not play it, and my brother was stuck on one jump for like an hour, so it was funny to watch. And then my nephew was like, Uncle Paul, why don't we want to play? How about you play? And I'm like, oh, no.
Oh,
And
no,
I can say I did
no.
better than my brother, is I got to the third jump.
Aw,
was
you're
just-
such a nice uncle.
Yeah, I was no good at it. I spent most of the time throwing meat around and just doing goofy things, but it was a nice time. It's been nice to see the family. Monday night, or was it Sunday night? It doesn't matter. I was recording some more CK2. I'm like on episode 200 and I don't know what. It's a huge LP.
Dear Lord.
And then I got some more Kitty Powers out. I was like, gonna do some creepy dating sim, kind of. It's not really a dating
Mama.
sim, but dating stuff. What about you? I've seen that you put up American McGee's Alice. We were talking about it a little bit earlier. I've had a blast watching the first episode. I can't wait to watch the next one.
I mean, you're probably gonna enjoy it because it's more of the first one. Yeah, upload that, and I'm halfway done with the game already. And this is a fun game, and I'm happy to see that people are happy to see it. And yeah, just enjoying playing it. I owned the game for a while, and I was like, I should play. Actually, we talked about it. Like maybe 2 years ago or something.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
And I was like, yeah, I should probably play that, and then I never got around to it. So finally getting around to it is a pretty fun game, and actually it's kind of inspired me to play the sequel as well, so I'll probably pick that up.
That's awesome.
Thanks. And yeah, it's just really fun. Another thing that's happened, dude, have you ever gotten like dry heels to the point where you've got them cracked?
Yes.
I have a crack on my left heel that is so bad that it started bleeding like really badly.
I'm sorry, that sounds horrible.
Dude, it was pretty scary because I woke up. It wasn't really scary. It was just like I was really tired and I woke up and I was like, gosh, why is my heel so wet? You know, I was worried that like I squashed a bug during the night or like I don't know what happened. I was just like, whoa, that's really weird. And I looked and there's just a ton of blood and I was like, oh, not again. And okay. Because it has happened, but it's been a while. So now I'm walking like an idiot because it hurts really bad. And I'm putting Vaseline on it. That's part of my new thing this week. The only thing. Oh wait, no, so much going on. But of course, you know when you're put on the spot and you're just like, oh, I can't think of anything. The only reason I can think of my like freaking heels because it actually does hurt right now. So I'm like, oh, that's something I remember. There's these robins built a nest. Because remember, I lived in wild mountain area. A robin built their nest in like a bush that's really close to the ground. So I went out there like a couple weeks ago and I looked and I was like, oh my gosh, 4 blue robin eggs, that's so cool. Blah. And I looked at it again yesterday and there's little chicks in there. And I thought it was cute. Yeah, and I took a picture of the eggs before they hatched and then the after. But I can't upload the second picture because you can see like 2 baby chicks and then the last one just literally looks like a testicle. So like I can't put it up. I'm like, oh no. Like literally just.
Are you sure you weren't like, Norton, my fine friend, could you dip your testicles in this nest for a while? I want a family picture.
This thing is like, pull your pants down, man. It would be funny if you just put your balls in a nest next to some baby birds. I know my friend Super Paul would get a kick out of that.
I'm like, why does she keep sending me pictures of this dude's balls in places?
I feel like it's a bird. Come on. Birds have fur, hair. My friend.
Don't they have feathers?
Yeah, but if he's got more balls in there and he doesn't shave, come on. So I found some baby birds. There's some. Oh. We both went at the same time. We're synchronized sweetness. Oh, God.
I love hanging out with you. Only you would be like, yeah, here's a picture with some balls. Isn't that sweet?
Isn't that just the sweetest thing? But it literally, like, I can't salvage it. So maybe I'll go back out again later and take some pictures, and hopefully I don't get a bald photo. A ballsy photo. It's how they protect themselves from predators. They look like balls. From human predators, they've evolved. No one wants to go near a freaking ball sack nest. That's disgusting.
So a snake comes by, is like, I'm not gonna eat those balls. No, that's not what I'm into. What are people gonna say about me? I'm gonna move along.
A snake not eating balls is kind of weird. Because the snake and balls are one. Yeah. Yeah? Okay. Right.
Sorry, I've just got thrown off by snake and balls.
Snake and balls, steak and shake.
That sounds good.
It does sound good. Do they have steak and shakes where you live?
Yes, they do. I think the last time I went to one was when I was dating someone years ago, and she got a strawberry milkshake, and I got a chocolate milkshake, and that's one of my few memories of the relationship, so I don't know what that says about me or the relationship, but it was a good shake.
I'm sure, yeah, it says something more about the shake, rather, because you remember the shake, and your ex just happened to be there with you when you experienced it.
True.
True that. But you remember what kind of shake she got? Did you try it?
No, but I was thinking, when I was there, I was like, I bet she's gonna get a strawberry shake. These are the important things my mind thinks about. Like, when I date a person, they're like, where's this going? Is there gonna be commitment? Is there a future? I'm like, I bet they're gonna drink a strawberry milkshake. I was right, yes.
Like, this relationship.
I'm pretty good.
I don't mean to brag, but I know what shake you're gonna order. You get money doing that. I could. Oh man, I want to go for a strawberry shake. Do you like?
Can you hear that? Can you hear that storm? I don't know if the mic is picking it up, but there's like the house is shaking, like the wind is blowing so hard. And
is that what that sound was?
Yeah.
I thought that was where I was. Oh shit.
Well, maybe you're having it too, but there's if there's a part of the podcast where you hear me scream and it sounds like a train, that means a tornado took me away.
Oh my god. Don't have tornadoes.
They'd be like, finally, it's about time. Yeah, we get tornadoes here in the Midwest, definitely.
Are you serious? Well, I mean, wait. I thought, what? No way.
Yeah, it's not as bad as in the plains of Kansas, but yeah, we get them up here.
Well, that is scary.
Well, I've never been in one or seen one, but I mean...
Wait, so you just...
No, but we have do you have you live out in the mountains, so maybe you don't, but
yeah, we don't.
We have the tornado sirens here, and once a month they test them just in case you need them.
Well, that's crazy daisy, man. I know when I lived in Sacramento, they had tornado... Well, not a lot, but every so and so they'd have a tornado warning. They're like, oh my god, a tornado! And then later on the news, they're like, it took off 3 shingles on my house.
That's been my experience too. When I was a kid, they'd only do weather stuff when there was something really big like a tornado. Now they'll be like, winter weather advisory, we're gonna get 3 inches of snow. And they're like, that's just how it is in Michigan. But they're like, big deal.
They're really,
I guess if you're in the weather though, I mean unless there's a giant disaster like a tornado, mostly you're just it's gonna rain today. It's gonna snow.
It's gonna snow, it's gonna rain. Yeah, no, that gives you something to do. Oh my god. And they get to commission someone to make a new theme and some artist to make a nice layout and they're like, what to do during a snowstorm.
Or maybe it's just me, maybe this is old man talk, but I feel now, even with the weather and websites, we live in an overhyped society. Everything.
Oh yeah.
You won't believe what this shocking thing was. Well, I know how you feel about BuzzFeed type articles.
Yeah, I hate those fucking things. Please.
E3 has been going on, and people have been like, "You watching E3 coverage?" And I'm like, "There's no games I'm interested in that they've announced, so no, I don't care about the hype if it's not something I'm interested in."
They're like, new things. I'm like, well, did they promise things? So I always sound like a bitch about that sort of stuff. Yeah, and they do that here as well. We do live in a hype society. I think we kind of touched on something like that in the last episode, huh? We were talking about games are overhyped and stuff.
You see, yeah. You see that a ton on Twitch and other places. And I guess I'm just a grumpy old man. I liked it back in the day when you had your Atari and...
Your Atari and
it was one screen and you played it for 8 hours and you were happy. You had 2 sounds. It was like, boop. Boop. Meh. That's all we needed.
That and... Yeah. Medicine and stuff.
One of these days, I've tested it before. One of these days, I'm gonna get my Atari out, my 2600, and I'm either gonna stream it or LP it, and be like, I'm gonna play. I don't know what I'd play. Pac-Man, the old crappy version.
Yeah, it is a really kind of crappy version, isn't it?
And you can play that forever. So literally, I'd consider making a 4-hour video, just boop, boop, boop. People are like, why did he upload this shit?
Because it's something I would watch while I'm sleeping.
See. That being balls in a nest, that would not stop Pac-Man.
Oh! Brava. But if they were real balls, they probably would.
Is he oh, those aren't pellets? And then Mrs. Pac-Man shows up. I knew you were into that, liar.
It's I don't have balls, so this doesn't even make a difference, okay?
I know, I always said you didn't have no balls. Oh, man.
Oh, jeez.
Can't even stand up to ghost without a drug.
Waka. He's going away from her. Waka, waka, waka. Oh. Poor Pac-Man. Poor pizza without sauce, man.
Pizza.
Could go for some pizza. What's your favorite pizza, Paul?
It depends on my mood.
Oh, a moody man with...
Yeah, I am a moody man for sure.
A moody pizza man. Can I tell what mood you are in by if I walked into a room and you're eating a certain pizza? Would that be a the cat's tail is wagging sort of thing.
I guess so. I don't like anchovies. I don't like pineapple on pizza.
You don't like pineapple on pizza?
And I feel like if it's just cheese pizza, I feel like, why? Why did you even bother? Put some on that thing.
Oh my god. Yeah. You're so mean about your pizza. What? Okay, so no pineapple, no fun. What else? What do you like on your pizza?
I like most anything else. You can throw almost anything else on there. Sausage, ham. Oh, ham and mushrooms is good. Okay, traditional...
Who said the Italians didn't devil in a little ball pizza?
This pizza is very bally. It's the best. It's me. Chef. I put my balls in it.
It burns.
You ever laugh too hard at something, you get your geeky laugh out, and that's what I just did. I'm like, oh.
Your geeky laugh. So, pizza balls.
That sounds good.
Oh yeah, pizza. Yeah, the actual pizza balls does sound good. I think I'd be the same way, but I like pineapples on my pizza. And I think cheese pizza's fine too. I just think it's the kind of cheese you put on it, okay? You can't just put mozzarella and that's it. What about 3 cheese pizzas, 4 cheese pizzas?
I still think I'd rather have a topping, but I would rather have a 3 or 4 cheese pizza than just one.
One cheese.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
when I went to the store yesterday, I got stuffed crust pizza with what was it? Sausage and pepperoni, and I think maybe bacon on it.
Oh my god.
Stuffed that crust.
What was it stuffed with?
Cheese.
Oh. What kind of cheese?
Mozzarella cheese.
That makes sense. I mean, it's the most stretchy of cheeses. What?
No, I just laugh because that's one of the things I enjoy hanging out with you when you're like, yeah! Oh.
Yeah! Oh. Sorry, it's our culture to hype things. I'm like, oh yeah. Oh wait, never mind. Yeah.
That's what I was always bad at in my career when I like have to pitch my cartoons to companies. Mm-hmm. You know, they're used to people being like, "Yeah, my cartoon's great. It's about this and this." I'm just like, "It's a cartoon. You can watch it."
If you don't like it, that's fine.
I would write that sometimes too. Like, you don't like it, no big deal. It's okay.
You're just so chill. It's a nice change from the overhyped once again. Speaking of making pitches, I'm looking for jobs, so I walked into this one place and I had my resume and application ready. And before I went into the building, I knew they were hiring, but it was more like via someone in the store actually said it when I went in the first time, but I literally saw a sticker, or a sign rather, on the outside of the door saying, "We're hiring for part-time positions." I was like, fuck yes, Oh. So I went in there, and it was kind of early in the morning, so, the morning shift was there, and they're tired, and they look kind of, upset, so I was like, oh, well, I'll just be, nice. I'm not like I was gonna be mean later in the day. So I go to the cash register, I'm like, oh, hey, and, it sounds stupid right now, but trust me, I was suave. And this old lady was at the register. So I'm like, oh, hey, I saw you guys are hiring, and I have this ready. And before I could finish what I was saying, she looks at me with the deadest of eyes. And she says, just because we have that sign out there doesn't necessarily mean we're hiring. And I have to say, I had to bite my tongue because I was about to be like, bitch, you need to hire someone to take that sign down. I was really going to be, really mad. And then I realized it was a pretty funny situation. And before, I couldn't really say anything to her. I tried, and then she was like, how old are you? So she's like, she was being a bitch. She's being a fucking cunt. And, and I told her how old I was, and she gave me this look of, I don't fucking believe you. You think you're going to get away with that? And I was like, yeah, you want to see my ID? Sure. So I was like, okay, I'm 22 because I'm 22. And she's like, well, you could bring in a resume, and it just like went on, and it was really stupid. And so I gave her the papers I had, and she was like, "Oh, okay," and her tone changed, and it was really weird because she went from being like, "Oh, I'm fucking hiring," to, "Oh, okay, well, I don't know if our manager is hiring, so maybe you should check back in 1 or 2 weeks." And I was just like, kind of like staring off into space. Like, I wasn't listening to her because I just thought the whole thing was pretty funny. And I'm not so desperate for a job right now that, I'll have to, like, suck this woman's dick. But yeah. And then she looked at me and she's like, "Okay." And then I, like, looked down at her because I wasn't even looking at her. I literally, like, spaced out. And I looked down at her and I go, "Okay." And I just, like, left. Because, yeah, she's been a bitch. But I feel really cool because I'm a pretty anxious person. So going out there was a big step for me. And since I got, like, a really shitty person from the start, now I'm like, oh, I'm ready for anything, So
I always hated having to do that. It's always awkward when you got to talk to people you don't know and be like, "Can I get a job?" And why would they have a sign out there if they're not hiring?
I don't know. But because they had to sign out, SuperPaul doesn't necessarily mean they're hiring. That's all. I learned something that day. Just because you say you want something doesn't necessarily mean you want it. Apparently.
That makes the store sound like a moody teenager or a moody girlfriend. Just because I said I want it doesn't mean I necessarily want it.
Want it?
You can be like, "Do I have to wait till you're in the mood store to hire? I don't know what I got to do now."
So true. When are you guys in the mood to hire? It's like, no, not when you need to. When you feel like you need to.
Well, I hope you hear back from them or find something, because that sucks when you have to job hunt.
Yeah, it's silly Sasquatch, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. I think, like, just like if that's something that I've like encountered on my first thing, like, I'm kind of, despite the anxiety, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what's next.
You always have such a better attitude about that stuff than me. Like, when you have a job, like, you'll be like, "Oh, I look forward to this or that." I'm always like, "I fucking hate working for these shitheads. I don't want to fucking go in. Fuck this job.
Well,
I hope the place burns down so I can have a day off."
Oh my god.
What? I can be a little moody.
I can too. Okay, but wishing death on my coworkers.
Well, I didn't wish for everybody to get trapped inside and die. I probably worked with some people in the past.
That's what I heard in your voice.
Well, maybe there were some people in the past where I wouldn't have mind so much if that happened, but I wouldn't wish that on them.
That's the voice of a man. Wait, what? You said, what? People who have passed on already? What?
No, I'm saying I've probably worked with some people before that I really did not like, but I wouldn't, like, wish for them to, like, burn to death.
All I heard was, "I don't mind if people who passed on already burned to death in a building." I was like, what?
I hope that's not what they said.
I'm literally, if you guys aren't curious, but if you're wondering why I'm so freaking distractible, I'm reclining on a very comfortable mattress and my eyes are closed while I talk to this man. So, yeah, I was I got a little distracted because I'm dreaming.
I do have that problem sometimes, or sometimes I leave words out of sentences and I don't think about it and the people are confused and I'm like, "What?"
What are you talking about? Burning dead people? What?
Gotta do something with them.
Well. Here it comes. Oh my god.
So earlier we were talking about E3 and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't get hyped for anything." But then last night, I went on Amazon, I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to buy a new game." It's a really old game. I went and bought the Desperate Housewives game.
What?
So maybe I don't have a right to judge. Well, somebody mentioned that game, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I bet that would be awesome to LP, because it's probably shit. I don't even know anything about the show. I got to order it and see if it's any good. Or bad."
I bet you got my attention. I'm very curious now. Well, I mean, I was thinking, that sounds wrong. What I'm saying is, that sounds pretty cool.
It'll definitely be interesting, and I still gotta do the Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen game I got.
I was gonna ask, when do you think you're gonna start recording that?
Hopefully in the next week or two. I've been a little thrown off because I've been busy with work things, so I haven't had as much time to LP. Hopefully then, or because like I said, family's in town for a couple of weeks. It might have to be after that, but I hope to get on it as soon as I can.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't wait for it. All of us will be living our miserable lives and crying every day until you upload that. So
Thanks. Now I feel worse.
why? No, you're gonna bring joy to all of us. No pressure.
Yeah, now there's pressure. Oh man, I just do mediocre videos. I'm like, hey everybody, it's me, SuperPaulGames.
Hey everybody, swallow
The balls.
Paul. Wait, what? Balls? Come on, man. I thought we were past the balls.
You never get past the balls.
Is that so?
Yep,
I'm sure
yes.
someone has. Right, Paul? Oh, God. I'm really looking forward to the Mary Kate and Ashley Nova fucking, Desperate... Wait, not Desperate Housewives. Is it a Desperate Housewives? Sorry, I was thinking of, like, Miami something. Miami Housewives. Why does that sound familiar? I don't think that actually exists.
Aren't there?
Does it?
Aren't there, like, the Real Housewives of wherever, where they have the rich chicks?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I wonder if they have a game.
I mean, I don't have cable anymore, but when I used to have cable a long time ago, like, I think that was one of the shows.
Real Housewives of Miami. CSI Miami. That's... Have you ever watched the CSI series?
Yeah. So I was thinking, because you always talk about Denny's, and then I was thinking of CSI, Moons over Miami. More Miami or whatever.
Miami.
Good job solving the case. I know, your work was excellent. Excellent.
And just take a gun out and...
Shoot them?
Yeah, shoot the chef.
Fuck yeah. Oh, I thought you meant your coworkers. Case closed. What? That's your partner. You didn't solve the case, you just murdered your partner. Case closed.
Case closed. And I get all the credit.
And then you grab his plate of food and scooch it over by you so you can have it.
Scooch it towards me, like, it's across the table, just grab it, pull it towards me. Thank you. You're so kind, Agent.
Are you gonna finish that?
The best part is I shoot him before, like, just when we get our food, so I can have the rest of it. Well, all of his food, really, but...
See, if I shot that, nobody would like it because, like, I would show you eating the food too, not like sped up, but like it would be like a 5 to 10 minute scene of you just quietly eating while the guy's dead there.
It'd be good. It'd be like some sort of freaking, like, scary film. Moon's over my hammy. I could go for one of those. You know, it's Sunday.
Even on Wednesday?
Even on a Tuesday. What about you?
I want an ice cream. I want a banana split. That sounds good.
Oh my god, banana splits are good. There's this place that it's called Leatherby's. I think it's only in California, and they serve the most amazing banana splits ever. Like, they're big enough to feed like 3 people. So good.
You can tell I didn't eat before the cast because now it's turned to my Twitch streams. I'm like, you know another food I love? Meatball subs.
Oh, meatball subs are good.
And I didn't say that
Subway,
because of eating balls, but yeah, I love meatball subs.
And when you make them yourself too, they're like way better.
Is that because you can put extra stuff on them?
Yeah. Wait a minute. Do you mean like in a Subway sense that I make them myself?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Well, no. I mean like homemade. There you go, I should say.
I have never made a
meatball
sub at home. I would like to try that.
Oh, they're way better at home, but, you know, in a pinch, Subway gets you there. A pinch for a 5-inch. Ugh. Sounds like you're pinching someone's dick.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Is that what you said when you worked at a Subway?
Yeah, Hawkeye would walk in and be like, a pinch for an inch! Ah! You'd be like, oh, whatever you say.
He squishes his dick and he's like, oh my god!
Oh my god!
Why do I keep coming back here? And then you have him in the sub. There you go. Thank you.
Thanks for the meatball sub. Ting! Smiles and winks at the camera. And his little tooth sparkles. His one single tooth sparkles.
And that man would grow up to be President Obama. And now you know the rest of the story.
Oh my god, you used to listen to that guy on the radio?
Paul Harvey, yeah.
Oh my god, that guy was so awesome. And now, the rest of the story. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, Google him. Like
he was an amazing radio storyteller.
Yeah, he was great. Like I'm a kid. When I was a kid, I was still to this day got ADD and stuff. So listening to the radio, I'd be like, oh, whatever. But when he came on the radio, there's something about his voice and the way he talked and how there was no music in the background was like, it was good. It
was powerful and mellow. Like in our now overhyped society, everything is fast and at you, but it was like really slow and deliberate, and it built the story up.
It was really good, which is why I mean, like, that's why I mentioned having like ADD and being a kid, because usually you need that like loud, annoying, like spontaneous stuff. But he was really like calm, and then built almost like, I don't want to say attention, but there was like, you were hanging on to every word he said because you were really interested.
Does that make us like old and dated now that we mention the radio? I remember.
I still listen to the radio.
I only do if I'm in the car. That's about the only time anymore. But like when I was a kid, I had my own radio, and you listen to that.
Oh yeah.
This has become old man nostalgia, or cassette tapes.
Oh yeah, cassette tapes, man.
I think I told the story on the podcast before. I remember we'd go to the library as kids. Not me and Gamerpixie, because
yeah, we went. Well, I was in the womb and stuff. Went with my mom, who would. So yeah, she'd be okay. I was about to be like, when she was young, I'm like, okay, Paul's not that old.
So we'd go to the library, me and like my family when we were kids, and sometimes you would like check out media besides books. I remember they'd have records, and I remember they had the Sesame Street record, and I was like, oh, I want to go listen to that. You know, like the old kind of vinyl records, because we had a record player. We didn't use that much by that point, because, you know, most people use cassette tapes, but they had a record there. Yeah. So I go to the front, and I check it out, and then the lady hands it to me, and I grab it the way she handed it to me, and she handed it to me so, like, the open part was towards the bottom, so I grabbed it, and the record just came out right there and smashed on the floor.
Oh, no.
And I was so scared. I'm like, I don't have the money to pay for this. And I just wanted to listen to Sesame Street. I'm just like this little kid. And she's like, I'm sorry. It's my fault. I shouldn't have handed it to you that way. And I felt like it was all my fault. And they were cool. They didn't charge me or anything. And she apologized over and over again. But I felt horrible. I'm just like, oh, no. Maybe that's probably the reason I don't go to the library as much anymore. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to afford that. And I can afford to pay for a book if I didn't bring it back now. But I'm just like, oh, trauma.
I can't afford to drop a record at my age. I'm sure if they had a record at the library, it'd be on display, and you would get in trouble for breaking that.
And now I feel worse, because what if there was some other kid who was like, oh, I'm going to go listen to it today, and it was never there again.
Oh, no.
And they grew up to be a serial murderer.
That's me. I'm that kid. I got close enough to you to being friends. Now I'm going to come kill you. I hope you're ready.
She didn't
I'm in your closet right now.
Hi.
Hi.
You're about to come out of the closet?
Mm-hmm. Let me just sing, like, one of the themes to Seinfeld, okay?
Is that your murder thing to throw people off?
Kramer, come on! I'm trying to kill this guy! I can't do it against Jerry, but who can?
No scream? Who doesn't scream? No scream, Jerry. He didn't scream. You gotta scream.
You have to scream. I know that we're going off. I'm gonna just go off a tangent, but my favorite is when Kramer gets was it illegal cable for fucking Jerry? That part where he gets shot up at the end, and Kramer's like, "What'd you do to my little cable boy?" Sorry, Seinfeld. Go check it out if you like sitcoms.
We're officially old friends now, because now I'm thinking about, oh, remember the time where they got the movie phone number wrong and they started calling Kramer's apartment and he answered as the movie phone?
Yeah. I like when he got the chicken. We called it Little Jerry. God, it is a really funny show.
You know what'd be the funniest if, like, now our podcast takes off and people are like, we just want you to be a Seinfeld, reminiscence podcast.
Oh. Well, maybe for, like, what? Maybe like 2 more episodes, and then we'd be like, nah. Right? Right?
I don't know. Then you'd have to go back and watch all the episodes and be like, episode 3. What did we think about this episode?
but like I thought it was pretty good, especially when uh the bald guy. Why can't I remember his name?
George.
Okay, maybe we shouldn't.
I thought you meant me for a moment. I'm like, what? I wasn't.
No. You'd be like, what? What? You were in Seinfeld?
Unfortunately, no.
That would have been so cool to be in Seinfeld.
I've always thought when I get like old and retired, I'm just gonna spend all my days. I have like a blue screen for chroma key, just chroma keying me into old TV shows and movies. And then when I die, if someone finds it, there's gonna be hours and hours of footage of me and things like Gone with the Wind and just all these things. And a lot of them, I don't think I'm even gonna give myself a talking role. Like I'll just be in the background, just like a background guy, or I'll say one thing like, "Yeah."
Be like audience member. You're gonna be like 10 times bigger than the people in the audience.
I'll be in color and Lucy will be in black and white and everything else.
Be like, oh, and then like, I don't know, I feel like cops, like, a million years later, like, be, you know, analyzing the film, they'll be like, and he didn't even get the colorized version, that bastard.
The episode
I don't know why
I love...
cops...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, I don't know why cops are analyzing your...
Well, it's after you
personal
murder me.
tapes.
They're like, we need to find clues.
Clues.
This man was really disturbed.
Maybe he's better off dead. No, okay, go ahead. That's me.
The episode of I Love Lucy where Ethel and Lucy are working in the factory and they've got the assembly line and the candy and they're like eating it.
Eating it. Mm-hmm.
I would just have a shot of me riding the assembly line thing, just going from one end to the other.
They're touching you?
No, not even that. It would just be really bad. Like I'm just overlaid on the assembly line, pretend going down. And then I would just make that an 8-hour loop and they'd be like, this thing goes on for 8 hours. What the hell?
And then they go frame by frame, and then they find the one frame where you can see me peeking behind the screen. And they're like, whose eye is that? And then it's the future, so they analyze it. And then they come to my house, and I'm an old woman with cybernetic legs.
And then you jump out the window like some sort of cyber kangaroo. You'll never catch me, coppers.
Literally just springs out of my foot. Be Deus Ex Machina.
Is that how you got the cracked heel?
I got the... Yeah. I slept with that one guy and he gave me metal legs. He literally chopped my legs off after we were done.
Well, that's brutal.
He's like, you asked for it.
I'd be like, I think you want to do that first for access, but I mean, it seems a little brutal either way, so...
Chop my legs off for access.
I'm just saying, it'd be like easier, because it gets kind of...
What kind of legs do you think I have, boy? Do you think my legs are like just giant, like I've been stung by a million bees and ate a thing of friggin' Kentucky Fried Chicken for 5 years every night?
No, I'm not at all. Oh, dear.
How small is this guy?
I don't know. I didn't think it out much, to be honest, obviously.
I didn't think about
I didn't read it. I'm like, I have a fanfiction here. He's 3'2".
Wait, the guy?
His name's Norton.
Norton? Does he hear a Who?
He loves to listen to the Who.
Oh, does he hear a Doctor Who? See what I did there?
Yes.
Funny story, Mark. Bad movies. Have you seen The Room?
Yes, I love The Room.
Me too. I literally goes...
That's why I was just going to be like, hi, doggy.
Hi, doggy. You're my favorite customer.
So how's your sex life?
So how's your sex life? I did not hit it. I love Tommy.
Oh.
But bad movies, like, there's this thing, y'all need to look this up. SuperPaul, you know, just hear me out, because I know how you feel about films, but I know how you feel about the film.
I tried to watch a film last night, Rock the Casbah, on Netflix with Bill Murray, and though it was really interesting, I watched like half an hour of it over 8 hours, because I get my attention span is so short. I'm like, I watched 3 minutes, we'll go do other things. Seriously,
that's with me too. But anyone out there, you know, who wants to watch this, it's on YouTube. All of his movies are on YouTube. Look up Neil Breen. That's Neilbreen. He's made, I don't know how many. I think he's made like 3 movies, and they're freaking weird. Well, I watched them with my family, and they're really bad. Like, they're porn star, like below porn star acting, really. And this guy, the main character and the director, and most of the he did everything, looks like a grandma. He does. He looks like a grandma, and it's really weird because he plays, like, in his movies, he plays like this really cool hacker that is like the chosen one in all of his movies. In one movie, he plays like a cybernetic Jesus. And it's pretty cool, and almost all of them are shot in Las Vegas. So you go check it out. They're awful. They're absolutely awful, but they're fun to watch.
I like that your family, like, you rope them in and they're like they watch it too and they're into it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love my family for that too, because I showed them The Room and they thought it was really funny, and watched those Neil Breen movies and we thought they were funny. We also watched I don't know if you heard of it, but Samurai Cop, which wasn't as funny as I thought it would be, but it had a lot of funny moments in it. We're big Mystery Science Theater fans over here, so we like watching bad movies.
I do love that show. I don't know if you've seen it on Netflix. I think it's called Kung Fury. That's pretty good. Like, it's really retro in a silly, supposed to be bad, but it actually works bad, funny way.
Mm-hmm. I feel like, if I looked it up, I'd probably recognize it. Kung Fury, when was it released?
I believe last year. It was really recently.
Oh, shoot.
But it's got like a really like 80s retro vibe with the way they did the special effects to make it look like it's an 80s film.
And it is satire?
Yep.
Oh, dude, I have to check it out. And that's on Netflix?
I believe so.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Yeah, I'll put that on my list. Yeah, so Neil Breen movies starring the real human brain. I didn't make that up, by the way.
That's his thing?
Sort of. I think that's a theme that's in one of his credits to his movie, I Am Here, ellipses, Now. I'm serious, that's the name of the movie. Plays cybernetic Jesus, sent down from, well, I guess he's God, so I don't know. He came from the sky, but if he's God, I feel like he probably just, like materialized or something. I'm not sure, but,
I had never heard of him or his films.
Oh yeah, look him up. Look him up. He's a funny man. He's a funny grandma. Sometimes I wish... Have you ever, like, used a pillow? Like, okay. Shut up.
What
I know
is
you didn't
this
say
pillow
anything.
you speak of? I sleep on rocks.
I am not using a pillow right now either, so it sounds funny. Or it's funnier to me. Like, say your blanket fell off your bed or something, and you're kind of cold, but not too cold, and so if you have, like, an extra pillow, you'll, like, put it on your feet and shins. Have you ever done that?
It's been a long time. I used to do that more when I was a kid, but yeah, I've done that before.
Yeah, I was doing that, and, that was the end of the story. I swear to gosh, I totally had more to the story, but now I can't remember what it was.
I don't think you did. You're just like, hey, everybody, I put a pillow on my legs.
Believe me. Oh, wait, no, I remember what it was. Okay, thanks for reminding me.
You're welcome.
So you had the pillow on you. Sometimes I do wish that, I don't know if this is, like, more of a man thing, too, because I can see this being a guy thing, but it... It feels kind of nice when someone is lying on you, but they're resting their head on your chest. Obviously, they're not, like, lying with, like, if they're taller than you, your toes aren't, like, aligned, so their chest is on your face. But, I could go for that right now, because I'm actually kind of cold, and there's no blankets down. Fucking blankets down here. Don't you get
No, I do.
He's got his hand on his face.
No, it's just, most people I know are like, I'm comfortable, maybe a little lonely. I would love to have someone to cuddle with and enjoy this moment. You're like, I'm cold. I could use someone to warm me up.
I want someone to lie on me, okay? I'm cold. Well, see, that's the thing, is that it's really none of other than I wish I had a person lying on me, because they are like electric blankets. No, I don't feel any emotional connection to this blanket. I could drop it at any time.
I'm glad somebody isn't laying on your chest now to hear that. What?
You don't
This is the worst
that.
way to hear it in a podcast.
Yeah,
Norton's got a tear coming down his cheek.
Be like, so you're fucking 3 foot something. You only cover my legs. God. Like you never wanted someone lying on you to warm you up.
No, no. When I sleep, I don't want people touching me usually.
Yeah, that's, I feel like we talked about that too sometime. Probably not on the podcast, but we are like this kind of people where it's like, oh, okay, good night, and you cuddle, and like I can only cuddle for like 15-20 minutes, but if I want to sleep, I'm like, okay, no, I can't.
That's the way I am too. And I've dated people in the past, and they've like wanted a spoon or something, especially when you have a big spoon because your arm gets all tired and falls asleep.
Oh yeah,
it's like romantic and sweet at first, and you're like, oh my god, this hurts. I just want to roll over and be comfortable.
Mm-hmm. That's me too. But plus, I'm totally one of those people where I'm like, I'm being all held and stuff, and it's weird. Like, I'm usually the spoonie and not the spooner. Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And there's something uncomfortable about having, like, I get uncomfortable in a sort of anxious way. I'm like, the person's face is, like, literally on the back of my head or near my shoulder, so I can feel them breathing on my shoulder, which doesn't really bother me, but I kind of go, like, I wonder if they're comfortable. So I get, like, anxious about it. Plus, I'm one of those people where I'm like, I'm taking the entire bed, so I might as well sleep on the floor. Or I'll sleep on the floor most of the time.
You heard it here first. Gamerpixie's like, I want someone to sleep on my bed to keep me warm, and when I don't need them to be warm, I want them on the floor with the blanket. Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of my bed. No, I'm not heartless. I've slept on the floor, like, a couple of times. I think it might have hurt that person's feeling, but I was like, you don't get it. I want more space. Which, I guess there was a nice way I could have said that. But, I don't know.
I'm not good at that. When I've dated people in the past and I get angry, I'm just like, I'm gonna sleep in...
I don't want to fucking spoon you! Is that what happens?
No, I'm just like, I'm gonna go sleep on the couch and I'm grumpy. When I was with my ex, I would do that, and she'd be like, no! And I'd be like, yeah, I'm angry, I don't want to sleep with you. And the big thing, though, was the couch was super comfortable, too. So it was like, oh, yeah, this is nice.
Was it a punishment?
Yeah, I know, it was a reward.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. You hear that sound? It's just me. Yeah. I don't know why I did that. It's all this couch sleeping is making me excited to sleep on a couch. I actually spent the night, at my brother and sister's house, sister-in-law, house, and I slapped both of them. I slept on their fold-out couch bed, and it was so awful because I went to bed like really, once again, like a Seinfeld reference, like when Elaine and Jerry go to see his parents.
Yes.
Yeah, and she sleeps on that couch. And that's the one where she takes the fucking tranquilizers or the painkillers and she's like, Stella. Anyway, yeah, so I was really drunk, and so was my brother. And that sounds like weird, but I was really, really drunk, and they were like, "You can sleep on the fold-out couch." I was like, "Okay," and so they set it up, and I was like, "Okay, so you're drunk, right? So you don't really gracefully lie down on things; you more like fall on things, really." So I fell on the bed, and there was these two horizontal bars that were just like hidden in this thing, and it was perfect. It hit me right above, like right on the lower back above where the butt cheeks start to form, and just under the ribs, and oh my god, it hurt so freaking bad. But I love it because when you're drunk, you're like, ow, that's whatever, and then you wake up the next day and you're like fucking dead. And then after that, I was like, I'm sleeping on the floor, and then I sound like a horse. Because I spent 2 nights. So the second night, I was like, I'm sleeping on the floor. And then I woke up and I was in favor because I got sick. So.
Oh, I'm sorry you got sick. I have a fold-out couch bed, and I've had the same thing where I learned the hard way: don't flop on the thing when it's.
Oh yeah, don't. It's bad. But I had a fold-out couch, or my parents did at their old house, and it was really comfortable. It was super comfortable, and there weren't any bars. Or you know what? There probably was bars, but the mattress wasn't worn enough to where you could like feel the bars. Because it literally just felt like kind of a cheapo spring mattress, but no fucking bars hiding under there trying to get you. Also, I had a realization while I was completely drunk.
That you're drunk?
You know, it's kind of funny. I was not aware that I was really drunk by the end of the night. So, no, that wasn't one of the things. My brother was like, let's watch a movie. And I was like, sure, whatever.
It's like a joy to get drunk and hang out with. Welcome to my house. Have fun staying. Let's have a drink. Would you like to watch a movie? Whatever.
I don't fucking care. But this is kind of how it went. Is I was like, do you care what we watch? And I'm like, no, I don't care. I was way more cheerful in this, but I was just like...
So. I feel bad for your poor brother.
Well, he's like, what do you want to watch? I'm like, I don't know. You choose. So he puts in Aliens, and I'm like, I don't want to watch Aliens, you know, so, because I was giving him shit, and, like, it was really tongue-in-cheek, but I was giving him shit. I was being like, I don't want to watch this movie. I don't want to watch Legally Blonde. So just giving him shit. Because I actually like Alien better than Aliens, but Aliens is a pretty good movie. But I had the realization, like, you've seen that movie, right?
Yeah.
That part, because you know how we're all, like, especially nowadays, like, computer-generated effects are all the rage. In fact, they're pretty much how you do things now.
Yep.
Most of the time. You know, it's a safe place for Hollywood. That part where she's in that, like, robot thing to, like, move those things about, that looks really good, and I was super drunk, and I was seeing double of everything, and I was like, is it just me, or does that look really freaking good? Because it does.
It's amazing how well some of those practical effects from good movies just hold up. Where, like, if you look at, like, Jurassic Park now, and the dinosaur scenes from the original, you're like, oh yeah, you can really tell
like,
it's CGI.
Ew. Yeah. It's pretty, yeah, it's bad. But the fucking mecha thing that she was in, I was impressed. And then I completely passed out, drunk, pissed drunk, on that barred bed. Then I woke up in the middle of the night and, like, I woke up and I was scared. I was like, where am I? Because originally I wasn't supposed to spend the night at their house. I was supposed to go home.
Well, it sounds like you had a nice time.
I did. It was okay. The second day, my brother and I were so sick, and his wife had to go to work, and she ended up working the whole day, which I felt bad for her. But so my brother and I got to, like, spend the entire day together, fucking hungover really badly. But it was still fun. It was kind of scary, though, because we were both hungover, and we both have a history. I know it's kind of gross, but we have a history of indigestion problems, and there was only one bathroom, so the day was pretty exciting. I'm just saying. Plus, we were hungover, so, like, throwing up and stuff, but I thought it was a pretty fun time. It was nice to see that little critter, because he lives, like, in the neighboring state, just so y'all know. It's not, like, a 5-minute drive from him. It's like a 3-hour drive. Oh, dude, we saw a bear.
That's awesome. I love bears.
I felt bad for this bear because it got hit in the butt by a car.
Aww.
But it was just like we saw this big old brown bear driving home, and I thought that was pretty cool on the way to Lake Tahoe or Tahoe Lake. I don't fucking know. I just live an hour away from it. Yeah, so we saw a bear, and my brother and I were so fucking tired. My other brother. We were just like, oh, that's a fucking bear. Because we live up here, and I've only seen a bear twice since I've lived up here.
That's more times than me. Like, where I live in the city, we don't have bears. In fact, this part of Michigan, you're not going to find any bears. You'd have to go up north to find black bears. And
I'm feeling lucky, too, because I saw my first bear was a black bear, and the second bear was a grizzly.
That is awesome. I love bears.
They're so nice when you're in your car and you're, like, going really fast beside them and stuff. They're pretty scary looking.
Yeah, I would not tangle with one.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the questions?
Yeah.
All right. Eccentric in Texas says, there's a new Star Trek series coming out. If you were in charge of it, how would you set up the series' first episode?
This is... How would you do it, Super Paul?
I would do a good job.
Actually, that's a really good sassy answer. Because I wonder if they'll do a good job.
I think the stuff I would do is, I don't know if it's more specific to what I would do story setup wise, but I think I would go get the best writers from like DS9 or the next generation that are still around, like, what was it, Ronald Moore or whatever that worked on those in Battlestar Galactica. Because what really hurt like Voyager was shit writing. But if you look at the next generation or DS9, when they had really strong writers, they had really good stories, obviously. That makes sense. But with Voyager, it didn't work out. And with Enterprise, that wasn't so good. They had good characters, but the writing was never great.
Yeah. That's actually a pretty good answer, which I know I don't want to be boring, but I'm going to have to mirror. Because I had, like, no idea how to answer this question. So, yeah, I am piggybacking off of your question, or your answer. Because that's pretty good, yeah, to get, like, good writers. As far as, like, if I'm gonna be silly, like, I'm gonna do a blue screen, or green screen, whatever, of the series that came before this one, and I'll just put Paul in all the chairs. Okay?
There was an accident, and we had to clone myself so I could keep the ship alive.
I am in charge of how many people that are on the ship, but you only see, like, 10 of them. I'm gonna keep them safe.
Do you have to have wigs and like play the female parts too?
Yes,
and, like
you do.
fake boobs, and it's like really bad.
You gotta wear like the really short skirts and the earrings.
Dr. Paulina, you're looking good today. Oh, Captain!
Captain! Just like singing the whole time.
Can I have my like 5 o'clock shadow no matter whether I'm playing a guy or a woman? There's always that stubble.
You can, if you like. If that's how the ship goes. They're like, it's equal opportunity. It's what is fucking, like, same standards for everyone except for you get to wear a dress, I guess.
Can we have, like,
not the shave.
Like in the next generation, they had families on the ship? Can you have, like, real little creepy me's as kids, too? Little small me's.
Ew. Sure, why not? If that's... are we cloning kids now, too? God.
I'll admit, if I could set up the show any way I wanted to, I think what I'd really want to see is, if you watch Star Trek 6, I'm like, I just want to watch Star Trek 6 again. It's a good film.
That's how I just re-released that show.
Yes. I would, the Excelsior, when Sulu, George Takei's character takes over, I would have loved to have seen a series about the Excelsior with Sulu as the captain. That would have been so cool, because that's my favorite time period, and... It's a little late now, but I wish they would have done it when more of the other crew were alive, because then you could have had like some of them guest star on it, which would have been so cool.
That really would have been cool, huh? I have to say, I wish I was more familiar with Star Trek than I am right now, but that's why I was like, oh, I wish I had a better answer for you, but I really don't. I don't know that much about Star Trek, besides like the really old one, the first one. So yeah. A silly answer, or just all my answers involve Paul on this one. You notice that? I'm really copying Paul's
I like
answer,
the idea. I don't want to be in Star Trek. I love Star Trek. I think the other thing is, and this isn't even episode-wise, is they want to have it online. Like the first season they're going to have on, I don't know if it's CBS or whatever, and then they want to move it to just online, because they want to push their CBS All Access, and I think it's a horrible idea. Because at one time they wanted to push the UPN, and they're like, we'll put Star Trek on it, and everybody will go there. It's not a good idea to pick such a strong franchise to try and build up things that are possibly crap. Let them build up naturally. If they're good, they're going to work. Put it on TV in first-run syndication like you did DS9 and Next Generation, so people can see it when it works on local channels.
Yes. And then that way, if you're like, oh, the show, then, I know what you mean. This is... Paul, what? Why? Why people run the risk there?
Because I don't think the people that run, what is it, Paramount or whatever, I don't think they ever knew how to use the franchise. One of the funny things is there probably never would have been a Star Trek if it weren't for Lucille Ball, because her production company was the one that produced the original Star Trek.
Really?
Yeah, the Desilu Productions.
Oh my gosh. That's cool. Cool. This is a little factoid for you. Well, eccentric in Texas, hee-haw. I hope you are satisfied. with my shitty answers.
I liked your answer. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be in Star Trek and I'm gonna play all the roles. And that's why I just thought how funny it would be to see me at like 3 feet tall as a kid. I'm like, that'd be really funny and creepy.
That would be really creepy. Just your head's like really big.
That would be funny too. As a baby too. I'm fucking hungry.
Gave birth to yourself.
You.
That's
and I'm the doctor too.
Oh, oh my god. It's like well, I don't know what kind of film that is, but
it'd be hilarious if like the Star Trek writers were listening and they're like, this would be a good episode. An alternate universe where everyone on the ship is the same person.
Oh, wait, conspiracy, Shyamalan twist here. Eccentric in Texas, you wouldn't be happening to write the new episodes, would you?
That would have been hilarious. That would have been the smartest thing ever. It's like, I don't want to write it. Let's get someone else to do it for me. Good. Type.
Let's ask. Oh, yeah. Let's ask these 2 respectable people I know.
Oh, I'm the most respectable person I know.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Master Ian says, today's question is made with, or using high fructose corn syrup and orange peel squeezings. How big
yummy.
is too big?
If I'm not screaming or bleeding, it ain't big enough, but I'm too shisha. Okay. Look at you nod your head. Why you agree?
If I'm not bleeding or screaming, it's too much.
It's not enough.
Whatever. I don't understand.
You don't understand me and my 2 big ways. Well, context is really important, my Mr. Ian. Master. Yes, Master. We need more context.
See, I was thinking of it more like in a Jedi way. Like, yes, Master Ian. Go to Alderaan and slap that bitch. Yes, Master Ian, I'm on it.
I was thinking just Igor. Or Igor. Whatever.
I love young Frankenstein.
Yes, I still love the part. You take the blonde, I'll take the one in the turban. Oh, God. So many. That tape should have been broken by the amount of times that my child self had rewound it to that part, because I thought it was so funny. But how big's too big? Okay, so this is hard, because I don't know what is too big. I do not understand my limits. I'm that kind of person that unless I get sick, hurt, or something, I don't know what the limit is. I like big sodas. I don't know what is too big when it comes to soda. Big fries. I just don't know what big men. I don't know when it's, I guess, proportion. Like, what if there was, like, a regular-sized man with a really too big of a head and a face? And, you know, that would be too big. But when is big? This is like a political question. Mr. Super Paul.
Well, I guess it does. I agree. It depends on the context. Yes.
Well, let's see. You have the same problem as me, right?
About bleeding and screaming? Not usually, thank God.
Well, yeah, I guess. But, well, wait a minute. Hold on. I think if a vitamin, a hard vitamin, was a little too big, like what would be too big for your throat?
I wouldn't measure it, but it's like when you're a kid and you've got to take pills, and obviously your throat is smaller as a kid. You ever have that? You're like, I can barely get that down. Oh.
Yeah, and you kind of freak out because you're not really used to, like, swallowing pills or anything. So you're like, because you'd be surprised at the size of things you can swallow when you're older.
Snap.
Snap! It right off. Yeah, so are you, Master Ian, are you... When okay, I was gonna ask are you too big? And I was like, I don't know.
I like how you just stopped in your tracks there. You're like,
like, no, it's really important that we understand context when I ask you that question. Yeah, I don't. When's too okay? When's too big? Too big. This. I like things big, so I don't know. What are my limits? Help me out here.
I don't know.
What? Come on.
I don't know your
you can
limits.
how big is too big?
Well, it
Or
depends
when
on what
is
it
big?
is. If it's more than I can handle, be like, well, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
well-
if you're talking about food, like, I've got a stomach that can handle almost anything.
Yeah, same here.
So I'm just like, nom, 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 and I just get fatter. So
Yeah, plus, like, that's the thing about, like, if it's like, oh, this pizza is way too big. It's like, I could just, like, cut
I'm
it up
like,
and put it
I'll
in
eat the whole damn
fridge.
thing. I can do this.
Seriously, I will invite over a friend to eat the pizza.
And then I'll eat the friend.
Your friends made a pizza?
Once they eat it, they are. Isn't that how it works?
Oh.
You
Ooh.
are what you eat, they say.
Well, so wait, do you invite him over and you tell him to eat the pizza first? And then
You make
give
it
him the
sound
pizza?
creepier than it is. Like, I'm like, eat the pizza. Mm.
Eat the pizza.
Now
I
you
think it's
are
pretty
pizza.
creepy that you invited someone over
Hey, I wanted to
have
share
their...
some pizza. I think that was nice and heartfelt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you gotta
But
judge
you-
it.
You don't like pineapple on your pizza?
I don't, no. Ew.
I love it so much.
I don't like
in the
pineapple,
ham.
period, though, so.
You don't like pineapple, period. No one does. When it's big, too big, my fucking ego. I don't know. I like I said, we're gonna make dick jokes. You know, like big.
Sorry, I should say more, but I'm just enjoying you being like, oh, me, oh, me.
Help me. Well, because, like, no ways. Okay, when is big too big? Okay, like, he can't even put it in his pants anymore. But I'm sure with Paul, it's like, if her breasts are too big, you can't even see the woman's face.
That's alright. Sometimes it's a plus.
Oh.
I'm such a gentleman. What a surprise. I'm single.
Well, if I had a man whose dick was that big, I'd invite a friend over to enjoy the dick.
Oh, my.
Paul, I want to come over here and enjoy
No,
it.
thank you.
But you are what you...
Oh,
Might
well, I
enjoy.
see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're not a dick, though, so...
Still well played, but...
I don't want you to eat dicks. But,
You're like, no, leave them to me.
Is that my voice?
Yes. You're an old-timey gay newsman.
Okay.
Barcelona!
Barcelona. Leave the
Spain!
dicks to me. I'll
Civil
relieve those
War.
troops.
The Republicans
Oh.
versus the Nationalists. But I'm on the beach sucking balls.
Pizza balls.
Some balls. It's
Oh.
me!
Oh! Don't do that, Luigi.
Uh,
Not with the people watching.
maybe this episode's getting too big.
That answers your question, Master Ian.
You think it's that time?
I think it's that time.
Thanks for hanging out, everybody. It was great hanging out with you, Gamerpixie.
Oh, thank you. Totally. I wish I could turn the paper. I'm sorry. There's my big ego again. Yeah, thanks everyone for listening. Hope you had a good time. I thought this was particularly fun time with my buddy Paul.
Bye.
Bye.